advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good evening Philippines, may gabi sa Tibok Mindanao, Visayas, ug sa Luzon. Ako po si Erik Espina, ito po ang inyong Republika. Bilang pangunang paggunita sa nalalapit na selebrasyon ng EDSA People Power Revolution, ito ang unang EDSA People Power Revolution, ay binibigyan po natin ng pagdiin ang naging alaala at kontribusyon ng isang dakilang Pilipino na ang pangalan ay Salvador Laurel o mas kilala bilang Doy Laurel. Upang bigyan natin ng karapat-dapat na paggunita ay meron tayong mga inanyayahang mga piling, mga panauhin na siyang magbibigay liwanag upang hindi natin malimutan kung anong kabanata, halos ay matatawag nating 6 na taong kabanata na kanyang ibinigay sa sambayanan upang makamtan natin ang ating kasalukuyang demokrasya. Walang iba kung hindi ang ating unang panauhin, si David Laurel. Siya po ang anak ni Salvador Laurel at si board member Neil Andrew Nocon ng Laguna. Good evening to both of you.
Good evening, Erik.
Yan, okay. Thank you very much. Unang-una sa lahat para siguro matandaan ng ating mga manonood. Siguro napansin natin napakaraming libro o aklat na nandito sa harap ng ating lamesa ngayon. Nagkaroon ng book launching. Ano itong book launching na ito at patungkol ito sa ano? Anybody?
Itong book launching ng libro ni Doy Laurel. Ang pamagat Doy Laurel in Profile at ang may akda niyan si Ginoong Nick Joaquin.
Okay.
Ito yung isang collection, isang buong collection ni Nick Joaquin na nagbibigay parang nagbibigay kwento sa buhay ng aming ama, yung kanyang career sa politika, at saka yung lahat mga kanyang legacies.
Ang hagip dito sa libro na ito mula pagkabata hanggang anong parte o kabanata o bahagi ng kanyang buhay?
Yung kanyang yung tapos na yung kanyang political career, di kasama na diyan yung kanyang personal life kasama ho dito.
Okay.
And pag nakita niyo yung kanyang
kasama diyan yung
nakalagay dito, Gearing for the Sunrise. 1983, pagkatapos ng 1983, Gearing for the Sunrise. Ito yung mga episode ng kanyang stint with Unido.
Okay.
Yung mga kwento diyan, yung mga iba-ibang mga nangyayari na hindi natin naalam tungkol sa career niya as an opposition leader.
Okay.
Bilang leader ng Unido.
6 na taon siyang naging pangulo, matatawag natin ng oposisyon ng United Nationalist Democratic Organization. Para doon sa mga bagong hindi nakakaalam, siya ang nagpatuloy, dahil nung nagpunta si Ninoy Aquino sa Amerika, dahil silang dalawa mag-brad yata sa fraternity.
Opo, sa Upsilon.
Sa Upsilon sila sa UP.
Brad ni Neil.
Brad mo rin?
Opo, totoo po yan. At kaya po naging bahagi din po ng buhay ko si Vice President Salvador Laurel.
Okay.
Doy Laurel ay una po dahil fraternity brad ko po siya sa Upsilon, sa
Okay.
UP. Kung kaya't nung nasa UP Los Baños po kami, mga ilang beses po na anyayahan ko po siya na magsalita nung siya ay Vice President sa mga symposium namin sa UP Los Baños para may pagkakataon makipag-ugnayan sa ating mga kabataan, sa ating mga students, sa ating mga profesor. At maraming panahon din nung hindi na siya Vice President, bumabalik siya sa academe, bumabalik siya sa UP para makipag-ugnayan sa ating mga profesor, sa ating mga nagre-research. Sapagkat lagi niyang concern yung ating bansa, nakikita ko, being with him in the roundtable discussions we had with the professors, with the chancellors, with the deans of the different colleges, lagi niyang tinatanong how can we further improve the situation of the country. Kaya nakikita ko lagi yung passion niya and love for country.
David, why was there a necessity for to reissue the biography of your father under Nick Joaquin?
There was not a necessity, but it was really something to show the reading public. Okay, that and allow me to segue to the point of this show, which is to look or revisit the EDSA 1.
Yes.
Some people call it the phenomenon or the revolution.
Yeah.
But let me point out that the EDSA 1 affair would not have happened without the UNIDO.
Because ito yung partido na...
Ito yung puno ng uprising from the very beginning, since before 1984, since UNIDO was the dominant opposition party, and of course your father had a hand in that, of course, Senator Espina. Ito po yung retrato ng
litrato ng
convention
UNIDO. ng UNIDO.
8 political parties po nandun, buo lahat, kasama mga delegates sa iba't ibang Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And this was the culmination or the start of the movement towards EDSA. Hindi EDSA mismo ang nangyayari. It's a culmination of events from beginning before IBP, dito rin Batasan Pambansa, nanalo yung 60 seats by the opposition out of 183, which is 1/3 of the total National Assembly at that time. And that was a declaration of strength by the UNIDO, saying that, uy, kami yung medyo contender dito. And I think that was recognized by the KBL at that time. Kaya naging dominant opposition party and was accredited by the COMELEC. My point is, Eric, had that not happened, baka hindi nangyari yung EDSA.
Good point, no, David, Pero wag sa second part natin yan, Okay.
Sorry,
ito muna mga libro natin papakita. Ano naman tong to build the Panarak. Ito yung mga libro ngayon ni Vice President Laurel.
Ito yon. These are excerpts from his speeches, from public discourses when he was still a senator, and it shows you the consistency of his career, the consistency of his fight for justice, for the poor, especially. Lahat ng mga libro niya, may mga speeches yan, may mga episodes dyan. There are also clippings here from Malaya and from...
So may mga quotations siya dito?
Mga quotations po rin that will show you the consistency of my father's fight in the legislature.
Alam ko na hindi natin dala lahat ng libro, no? Kasi...
Marami po yun.
Marami yung libro. Meron pa siyang libro, yung The Philippines After a Century yata or something, no?
A century.
2000.
Parang halos katulad nung kay Rizal, no? Ito yung isang libro, parang coffee table na napakagandang libro po nito. Ito po, no? Napakagandang libro po nito. And sa aking pagbabasa nito, merong parte dito, David, no? Na during the latter part of the life of your father, when he was already in San Francisco, and he was under treatment, na, correct me if I'm wrong, he was unconscious for 2 weeks.
21 days.
21 days, ano? Ang buong pamilya nandun yata. Comatose siya, no? And then sa libro na ito nakalagay na nung nagising siya, according to the book, it says he had a conversation with God. Ikaw na magkwento nun kaysa ako magkwento nun.
And well, he had a conversation. I was not actually there. I was on my way to San Francisco at that time. And what was told to me by my mom and the rest of the family is that he spoke to God, and God from that conversation, he said that, all the things that I've done politics and power, and they really don't matter.
Yes.
What matters is the good that you leave behind, the good that you do for your constituents. And that is the essence of his parting with us. It was really a redeclaration of his belief in the Lord. And he's saying that everything that you do has to redound to the good, to the benefit of those you serve. And service really is only for the good of those you serve.
Ang nakakatawa dito sa libro, David, no, is sa simula, parang nakipagdebate pa siya sa Diyos.
Yeah.
Kasi lumabas yung pagkabugado niya, no?
Give me more time.
Oh, give me more time kasi marami pa siyang hindi nagagawa, no?
Nagagawa.
Oo. Kasi parang ito, parang in his 21 days na comatose siya, he had an encounter with the divine, no? With God, no?
Yes.
And then he was asking for more time. Pero parang sinabi yata ng Diyos na parang pinapauwi na siya, no?
Yes.
Parang gano'n, no?
It's time already.
Oo.
It's time.
And then parang sinabi yata ng Diyos na lahat naman ng hiningi mo, halos binigay ko sa iyo lahat.
Yeah.
Tama ba yun? Tama ba?
It's something along those lines.
Oo.
But one thing was clear. When I was there, he kept coming back to me. And very lucid siya at that time. He was attached to all these machines and all the tubes. He kept telling me, Dave, please make sure that the Nationalista Party is revived. Okay. Number two, that the system should be changed. He kept saying the system should be changed. The system should. So after so many reminders, he told me that yung sistema natin ngayon, yung umiiraw ngayon, it's not the system for us.
Okay.
It has to be revisited. It has to be changed. So yun ang dating niya. I mean, he left this world with a mission, and probably part of that mission he left to us, to all of us, yung NP party, and even us in the family, to revisit the system that you have now. You still have these headaches that we have now in government, no? So that is his parting message, and probably let's look into that message. For all those who are viewing us right now, let's look into that message, revisit where we are right now. Is this where we want to be?
Personal vignette, David. Nung nagising, when your father woke up, I think he started removing his
Tubes.
His
He
tubes.
wanted to leave.
Oh, and then your mother tried to stop him.
Actually, everybody tried to stop him because these are vital tubes, vital organs na kakabit eh. But he, for a fact, knew that he could take it. So he said, I want to go back home.
Am I correct in saying na your mother even called the doctor to
Yes.
try to stop him?
Yes.
And the doctor tried to stop him.
The doctor said, but he said, I want to go home. I'll do everything I can to get out of here. Because in him, he knew that he would survive the stay at home. He would survive leaving the hospital. You know, when I was with him in the hospital, ni ice chips, bawal sa kanya eh. But he was already very parched and all that. And I would ask him, ice, he would say ice, ice. So I would steal the ice and then drop it on his mouth, lips to moisten it.
Okay.
And when he had checked out of the hospital, true enough, he was well enough to enjoy his meal. He wanted machado and all of that. And he enjoyed it with the family. I was no longer there. I had to leave I had to go back to work. I had to leave for Manila. But at that time, he enjoyed. He enjoyed his last days.
May incident pa dito. I correct me, David. I'm just listening this from family conversations. No, na when the doctor came, the doctor tried to stop him. He says, the doctor said, "You cannot do that." And then your father said, "I'm a lawyer. I know I can do this." Something like that. I don't know kung tama yun.
Parang umiral ulit yung kanyang
Abogado.
So he said, okay, I can sign a waiver or something to get out. I can ask for a release.
And then one of the tender moments here is when your mother said, "Doy, I want you to live longer." Parang ganito. And then I think your father said something like, "Doon din tayo pupunta." Something like that. Tama ba yun?
Yes, that's right. That's right. So it was a very good re-realization of the Almighty, the role of the Almighty in everybody's life.
Right now, meron tayong museum, no?
Yes, Eric.
Saan ang museum natin?
Sa ano po ito? Sa San Pedro, Laguna, sa Holiday Hills. Ito po yung favorite place ni Vice President Laurel. He used to come here basta he wanted to write a book o gusto niyang
pag may
problema, mag-contemplate on a national issue na kailangan ng position or kailangan niyang i-debate. He would come
San Pedro, Laguna, specifically Susana Heights ang labas mo dyan?
No,
saan ba?
San Pedro exit.
San Pedro talaga?
San Pedro exit.
Diretso ka lang, then you end up in the...
It's about 10 minutes from
South
the
Peak.
exit.
Malapit sa South Peak
malapit
to.
sa South Peak subdivision. Pero kami nga, sinasabi ko kay David lagi, kaya saka kay Tita Celia Laurel, sabi ko, I always put Laguna dun sa San Pedro. Kasi alam mo naman, associated si Vice President Laurel with Batangas.
Batangas,
so pag
correct.
nilagay mo lang San Pedro,
Baka sabihin Batangas.
laging sasabihin yan, somewhere in Batangas. So I will always put Laguna. Pero kami naman sa Laguna, nagpapasalamat kami sa family ni Vice President Laurel that he decided to put up this museum in Laguna sapagkat from a tourism perspective, kami sa probinsya, we welcome itong mga bagong tourism destinations, especially sa mga bata natin na alam mo, i-require ito ng DepEd na puntahan ng lahat ng mga aming public schools. In fact, they were here during the inauguration namin noong November 18 and during the book launching, may mga representatives kami from the DepEd family at tuwang-tuwa sila, gustong-gusto nila na mapuntahan ng mga estudyante and they will really learn a lot from the museum.
Ano bang makikita sa museum? Baka pwede nating i-roll lang BTR ng konti para may pahapyaw tayong maipakita sa publiko. Kung ano makikita nila sa dito sa Salvador Laurel Museum.
This is Eric, this is a compilation of 40 years David.
It's actually an open book of my father's life, his career, his politics and all that. You can see all the memorabilia right there. Yung mga sabers that he received, all the awards that he has received, international, global awards that he has received from all the leaders, sila Mahathir, Thatcher, the King of Brunei, and all, sila Bush. These are the awards he has won not only for himself or the family, but for the country. Ang sabi nga niya, ang bayan, higit sa lahat.
Kung nasa if you're from Manila, how many minutes is it going there?
From Makati, taking the Skyway from here sa San Lorenzo, mga 15 minutes lang, you'll be at the San Pedro exit. Tapos it's just mga 5 minutes from that toll gate exit going up
Tapos,
to South
doon sa
Peak.
pinakita
Very convenient.
natin, may mga tao, may mga tao eh.
Mga bumibisita
Yes,
na.
Yan, may mga
bumibisita.
tao na, That's a photo of your father, no?
Yes, that's a
Ano
portrait.
yan, Eric? It's by Amorsolo. Portrait by
Amorsolo yan,
Amorsolo.
portrait.
Oo.
Oil
Kailangan
painting.
bantayan yan.
Binabantay.
Binabantay, no?
Binabantay.
This is ano ito?
Kaya maganda.
This is his study. His study at Shaw Boulevard, which was relocated physically to San Pedro Lugar. It's exactly how it was in Shaw Boulevard.
In Mandaluyong.
Eric, you've been there so many times in so many meetings. You
In Shaw.
recognize it in Shaw.
Oo. So ito yung pinaka-library
Study.
study niya dun sa sa Shaw Boulevard, transplanted now to the museum.
Correct.
Oo. At mahalaga itong study na ito dahil para sa publiko. Bakit?
Alam mo, Eric, sabi nga ng ibang mga kaibigan natin na close kay Vice President Laurel, ang daming mga discussions dito about national issues,
It's a
how we
historical
change the
place.
history of the Philippines. Ang daming naging diskurso dito sa loob ng kwarto na ito. So, if only the walls nga can talk, maraming masasabi about what happened in Philippine history, how we changed Philippine history from that study.
Some of the greatest decisions of my father were made
In the study.
in the study.
In that study.
In that study.
Just to correct some impression kasi every time yung may mga nakakapunta diyan sa study na yan, meron parang yung nasa likod, yung parang
Earn.
ang tingin nila kasi parang urn eh. Hindi
Ay,
hindi
globe.
urn 'yon ha. Para lang to correct the impression.
Well,
Yung ba yung globe?
Yung parang nasa likod, hindi urn 'yon Hindi urn 'yon
Hindi,
kasi
no,
nakalagay doon sa likod
the
ng
urn
window.
is with us already.
The urn is nasa inyo or is it in the libingan ng mga bayani?
Well, we have a portion of the remains,
Okay.
remains, but the
Okay.
rest in Libingan.
Libingan, okay. So, pag bumisita po kayo doon at nakita ninyo yan, hindi
siya.
po yan urn. Kasi ano lang po yan, dekorasyon lang yan pag nakapunta kayo doon. And these are the different pictures of nung
Statesmen who visited him and who he visited in different countries.
Alam mo, Eric, yan yung gusto ni Miss Laurel, ng Laurel family nga, by putting up this museum, is to share the almost 40 years of public service ni Vice President Salvador Laurel, yung sacrifices niya sa ating bansa at kung ano man yung na-achieve ng ating bansa ngayon sa country, as a significant portion ng success na yan or kung nasan tayo ngayon can be attributed to Vice President Laurel and the Laurel family.
Paano yan? Let's say nakita ko ito tapos interesado akong pumunta sa museum. What should I do? What is expected of me? Basta pupunta talaga ako doon or are there certain hours, how does it go?
Mas maganda kung may grupo kayo, then you come as a group and then there's going to be a tour that will take you around
Okay.
for you to explain all the the nooks and crannies of the museum.
Okay.
Ito yun, but like this one, you see all the posters, all the photos.
This is the Cory cabinet, ano?
Yes, yes.
Oo.
First.
The first Cory cabinet, no? Oo.
Saka, ano yun eh, it's a walk through history.
Aha.
From,
Sino
na
ito?
maganda.
Ito si Doy Laurel. Nung
That's
bata
your
pa
father,
siya.
no?
Yes.
Aha.
This is when he was a child.
And then may medalya siya.
That's one of the medals that was, I don't think that's nasa wala pa siya school noon eh. He's
Okay.
out of school.
And ito yung
These are the visitors who come to take a look at the books.
ito yung nasa baba banda,
Opo.
yung kasi
Ground
two floors po
Two floors.
itong museum na ito. So this is the ground floor actually.
Yes, so makikita natin yung mga estudyante, mga general public na gustong pumunta at interesado sa buhay ni former Vice President Laurel. Ang alam ko, we're coming up with a parang website pretty soon, fina-finalize, and siguro through the Facebook, para mas madali nating mag-communicate with the public, yung mga visiting hours, how they can, halimbawa, reserve for a visit in the museum. So, ano pa, it's still a work in progress kasi may mga details pa na ginagawa din si Mrs. Laurel dun sa how to improve the museum.
And then there are if there are documentaries, no? There are film showings also
Yes.
within the museum, no? Ano bang nakapaloob dito sa
They have
ano?
video walls. They have 2 video walls that show
Okay.
you the vignettes of my dad's political career,
Okay.
what he went through, the UNIDO convention, which you showed earlier, is also there. So it is something that a student will pass through, and in a few minutes will be able to get a rush of what happened, a good sense of what happened to during his political career or what other parts of his life.
Oo.
Saka Eric, yung sinasabi lagi ni DHL ano na we really have to learn from our history. And a lot of the problems that we have now in the country, we can look back at our history and look for the solutions. Kaya importante na binabalikan natin ang ating kasaysayan sapagkat hindi nga marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan, hindi makakarating sa paruroonan. Kaya we have to learn from the lessons and the works of Vice President Salvador Laurel.
Nag-Yale Law School din ang
Yale Law
si
School,
Vice
he
President,
took his
no?
master's there,
Okay.
and ultimately his doctorate also.
Sa
It's in the book, di ba? Yung sa yung
JSD
ating
siya nun.
in profile.
Juridical science, doctorate in juridical science.
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, the president went to Oxford? Jose P. Laurel?
He went to Yale. He was
Yale
also
din-
Yaley.
Yale din siya?
Yale din siya.
So talagang
JD naman siya, JD.
talagang loyal kayo sa Yale.
Yeah, I think they followed the string of, because my father was also really worshipped the ground that my grandfather walked on.
Oo.
So he figured if my grandfather could make best in Yale, so could he, and he did it.
Okay.
In fact, if you look at the book, Myers McDougall, his professor,
Oo.
says very nice things about him as a very exceptional student in
Okay.
Yale.
Di ba alam ko si William Howard Taft, professor niya sa naging ni old man ni
Jose Laurel.
Jose P. Laurel, si William Howard Taft naging professor niya sa Yale. Maraming hindi nakakaalam yata nung significant historical footnote na yan.
We're going to pause for a few reminders, and when we come back, we'll show you some footages of Vice President Laurel when he was foreign minister, and what were his activities also as foreign minister when Republika returns.